Whereas my father's family was from the Zhongshan area, like most of the other Chinese in Hawaii, my mother's family was originally from Fongsing, in what is now Gongsa Province. Fongsing is very near to China's border with Vietnam, so there are a lot of cultural crossovers. Think of how much Mexican culture there is in border towns like San Diego or Laredo. So my popo would cook me her versions of classic Vietnamese dishes. My favorite would have to be Thit Kho, a Vietnamese stewed pork belly. Thit means meat, and Kho is the Vietnamese style of stew. But popo would change Thit to the Cantonese yolk. So she called this dish Kho Yuk Dan. It's kind of like saying Kalua pig rather than saying Kalua pua'a. If you've never had them, Maui onions are sweeter than regular onions, and they're much less sharp. They pick up the terroir of the rich volcanic soil they're grown in, the same way that wine grapes pick up their terroir in France. Always use fresh cracked pepper to maximize the aroma. Here is where I'm doing something different than Popo. Popo would boil the pork in clean water first to remove the impurities. I, on the other hand, am searing it on high heat to seal in the juices and flavors. I'm not real sure which way is actually better. Must test this out. The key ingredient to any Vietnamese dish is nước mắm, or Vietnamese fish sauce. Actually, my Kong Kong would make his own nước mắm. It was so fresh and delicious, as a kid my mom would even drink it straight. I'm adding a bit of lo chou, or dark soy sauce, primarily for the color. Whereas regular soy sauce has a brighter, saltier taste, dark soy sauce deepens the flavor and umami. Normally, you would add a bit of homemade caramel to sweeten this up, but I'm being lazy. Plus, as a nod to all of my cousins in Canada, I'm adding a touch of pure maple. Whatever sweetener you use, you want something that adds complexity, not just sweetness. Now, we're going to simmer on low heat for about 3 hours. Once your pot has started simmering, we can add in the dan, or eggs. Eggs are a precious commodity these days, so out of a dozen eggs, I recommend that you add 9 and save the other 3 for later. The tricky part about cooking the eggs is that you want to cook it just long enough that the yolk is set, but doesn't get hard and powdery. 8 minutes should just about do it. Now for the veggies. This is one of my PoPo's classic home-style sides, and I've never even seen it in a restaurant, or anyone else make it either. We'll start with chopping up a head of cabbage, removing the hard core. Remember those other 3 eggs we saved? Here's where we're going to use them. Now, we're just going to chow or stir fry the cabbage up a bit. Once it's warmed up a little, we bring back our old friend the Nước mum. When it's just softened, but still has a little bit of crunch, we add in our eggs. Let the eggs set just a little bit before stirring it in, so that you can have some larger bits. And that's pretty much it. Simple, right? But so good. Okay, now that those boiled eggs are cooled, we gotta peel them. If you boil them just right, they're still a bit soft, so peeling them is a little bit tricky. But you want them to be a little underdone, so that when you add them back in, they won't overcook. Man, I wish you could smell how good my kitchen smells right now. After about 3 hours, The skin and fat should have melted just enough to be unctuous and melt in your mouth, and the meat should be so tender. Turn off the stove and put the peeled eggs back in. They will soak up the flavor and the residual heat will finish them off. And that's it! PoPo's Kho Yuk Dan. And her cabbage and eggs. It's so good. Just melts in your mouth. I hope PoPo would be happy that I remember her cooking, and I'm trying to keep her dishes alive for the next generation. Until next time, Joy Kim and a hui ho.